My name is Dr. Lars Gunner. I'm a Gonstead trained chiropractor. There's about 500 doctors in the world that do exactly what I do. And I have one single mission. I believe in a world where people have the tools and knowledge to take control of their own health and their own life. And everything that I do, write, and speak on is meant to advance this mission. So number 3, you're not clear on your ideal patient archetype. Everyone's under the impression chiropractic can help everybody. And I'm not saying they cannot. I am saying that treating everyone from 5 hours old to 100 years old is amazing because they all do need it, but you actually prefer to help certain people. Certain people actually excite you, and certain people are excited to be helped by you because you speak their language the most. Typically, the people that we are going to be attracted to are the people that are most like us. And what I mean by that is if you're an athlete, you might prefer seeing athletes. If you are a mom and you really resonate helping women reclaim their identity and their health after they have kids, that might be who you want to talk to, because that becomes increasingly niche down and you get really good at delivering to those people. And there is a lot of wealth to be made from the micro populations. So you don't need to help everybody in the essence of opening your doors and trying to sell to everybody, as opposed to I can take the buyer mentality, again from Benjamin Hardy's book. I'm taking the buyer mentality of the patients that would actually align with me the most are the ones that I'm accepting into my care because I want to serve them at a very high level. So if I want nothing the best for my care, like if I hurt my shoulder, I want to go to the shoulder guy. If I need some form of autoimmune thing cleared up out of my body, I'm going to go to someone that specializes in that, maybe acupuncture, maybe Ayurveda. I'm going to find someone that's really good that speaks that language because it is an art that needs to be honed over time. What's really cool about this system as far as holistic medicine being what causes a man to live. We're not studying what causes a man to die. We can help everybody. Who do you love to help? Not demographically, not 25 to 55-year-old, whatever. It's psychographically. What excites them? What lights them up with life? What pisses them off? What is their internal drivers? And it's usually the ones that you have as well. Not always. But typically there's a blueprint, there's a genetic blueprint, there's an energetic blueprint in you and all of us. We have a gravitational field around us and the people most like us will be pulled toward us. And if you are just open and very clear on who you want to help, you will have no shortage of the people that want to be helped by you. For me specifically, I prefer systems and lists and acknowledging how to apply things practically. Because it does sound nice, but it's almost too up in the air of be really clear on who you want to serve and know who they are and just be accepting and have my open heart. I believe it works. I believe law of attraction works. I believe the power of intention and attention and demystifying the mystical, all of that, yes, and we can get into that deeper. But if you want a practical application of this, I love the EOS system. EOS system is something I've been using for a while. And they have 5 points that they mainly talk about to apply to your business and to your life. And it really is hitting the topic that we're talking about and is psychographically niching down. It's number 1, do what you love. Hopefully you love doing chiropractic because you'll be doing it a while, or you love teaching it. Number 2, for who you love. So getting really clear on who that is. Number 3 is making an impact. We all want to feel like what we do matters on the micro and the macrocosm. Ultimately, every time I see a patient, I'm imagining that they are showing up in their life a higher version of themselves, and the ripple effect and the good that they can do just from the good that the small good that I've been able to help them with, whether it's a mental service, I taught them something that may add years in their life. Maybe it's a physical service. I adjusted their atlas or adjusted their L5. They're out of pain. They don't have migraines anymore. They have energy. They can do the things they want to do without double thinking. And now they can go be creative. They can go serve people at a higher level. Maybe they can go, I've even had patients go become chiropractors. So you don't know the type of good that you can do and the type of impact that you can have until you actually find that alignment. Number 4 is time for outside passions. We need time for outside of work. We have this funny thing, especially in business ownership. I've owned a couple businesses now, and I've seen this thought train happen, at least in myself and in other people. Why is it when we run our own business, we think it's an extension of us, an extension of our identity? So much so that we get disillusioned with it. We're totally fine going to the gym and working out an hour and then saying, okay, I feel good. I'm going to put my fitness hat down. I'm going to go put on my family hat. I'm going to go do my business hat. I'm I'm going to go do my fun hat and go on vacation. We're totally fine putting fitness down. But when it comes to business, it's we go do business, and then when we're off, we're still on for business. Like, we're not seeing patients anymore, but we don't know how to turn off. And so with that, it sucks our energy out for outside passions. So having actual designated off time, specific fun time, like what is fun? What is fun for you? The first time I had that question asked to me was maybe about 7 years ago. And someone directly asked me, like, when's the last time you had fun? And I stopped. And at that time, I wasn't very emotionally aware. And I'm not going to say that I'm by leaps and bounds more emotionally aware than most people. But at that time, it was not something normal for me to check in with my feelings. And I had someone directly ask me, what do you do for fun? And I just felt this lump in my throat. I felt like I was about to cry. Like, I felt like I'd never actually turned off of the business. And I had spent so much time investing so much of my identity into this thing for it to succeed, for me to finally feel a certain way, that I lost track of what life is, that this is just a game. Like, business is just a part. So having time for outside passions, creating that separation, finding what is fun, what is what's something that depressurizes you. We need those things. And then the last one is being compensated appropriately. So what that means is it's not meant to say overcharge all your patients and the things you do and charge an exorbitant amount. No, it's, that what you are doing as a service, and there's 3 types of service. There's physical, there's spiritual, and there's mental. We can get into those later. But you can serve on all 3 planes. You can serve on 1, you can serve on 2. But I know that with my service, I'm serving at multiple planes, and it is divvied out widely. So it is way more that I serve than what I collect. But you always want to make sure that you are feeling respected as far as your value. And that comes from internal work. So knowing your value, accepting your value, loving yourself. Like, you got to love yourself first, and you got to love your time first. Like, I don't even want to use the word boundaries, but you have to have standards for how you want to run your life. And then through that, you value it yourself, because no one outside is going to value it if you do not. So 5 things: doing what you love for who you love, making an impact, having time for outside passions, and being compensated appropriately. If that is the list that's going to consolidate you moving forward with a solid practice, write that down, extrapolate on it, do some meditations on it. EOS system, strongly recommend. Dive into these resources. Leadership development. I mean, business is largely an internal game. No one ever told me opening up a business would be more of a spiritual, personal realization path than it would be an actual physical, practical path until I lived it. And I don't even know how anybody can interpret it as anything else. It is a process of self-discovery and vulnerability and moving into parts of yourself that you didn't even realize were there. Like, knowing your value, perceiving your value, loving yourself, like, that all comes first. And then all the other external success, quote unquote success, of the physical stuff, just comes off the back of you realizing you don't need it, you want it, and you really just want to help people the most. You want to help people with the amount of impact that you feel the most congruent with. And that is the main message.